Hello there, I'm Janette Lane, a craft designer at CraftStash, and in today's video I'm sharing how to do an easy stamped background using some Aladine Izinks. Now I'm sure you've heard of these before. They're really great inks and they have a lot of the same properties as the Tim Holtz Distress inks, but I want to say that these are just a little bit more juicy and they're really great for stamping and also watercoloring. You can watercolor with them, as well as doing some like distressing along the edges, inking along the edges of your card. So these are really fun to play with and I'm going to be using them in my card. So let's jump into the tutorial. Now for my card background, I'm going to be using this leaf print stamp by Creative Stamps, and this is part of the background collection, and I really love these stamps. They are so great if you want to make a quick and easy card. So I'm starting off with a piece of white cardstock. So I'm just going to place that into my Tim Holtz platform, secure it with my magnets. So I've mounted my piece of white cardstock, and then I also have my stamp and I want to position it maybe right about there. I also want to do some masking for this tutorial, and so I have this piece of mask paper and it's just trimmed to about 2 inches wide because I want there to be a mask maybe right about there on my card so that I can add my sentiment. So I think that's going to be good. So let me put my mask onto my cardstock, and I love masking paper because it's very thin and it's not very tack. I want to say it's even thinner than washi tape, and washi tape can also make a great mask. But I really love masking paper, especially when you're stamping and you want to do some more complex masking. It's just a really great tool to have, a supply to have in your stash, and it's low tack, so it's not going to stick to your card. So there's my mask, and now I want to place my stamp maybe right about there. I'm happy with that. Okay, and now we're gonna ink up our stamp, and I'm gonna be using a few colors, a few shades of green. So I have Emeraud, sorry, these are in French, and I am not very good with the French. So this is Emeraud, and this is, Verteine? Sorry guys. And I'm gonna be inking up my stamp. I'm gonna use actually some more colors just to give it a little bit more depth. So I'm also gonna be using Miel. I think I said that with Spanish accent, which I do know Spanish. So I'm just putting that in certain areas of the stamp, maybe a little bit down here. I'm gonna put some more of the Verteine, sorry for butchering that. And then we're going to add Te, which is brown, just kind of like a brownish shade, just throughout. And now we're going to stamp our cardstock. I'm loving the different colors that we have here. So let's add just a bit more color. So again, I'm stamping all of these one more time. Now I wanted to add a touch of silver to my card, and so I'm going to be using this metal pigment ink, also from Izink, Aladine Izink, and I have a little smoothie blender here. So I'm just going to pick up some of this color and just sort of dab it along the edges. I'm loving the silvery effect, but I want a little bit more interest on my background. And so what I'm going to do is clean off my stamp and flip it upside down and then stamp it one more time. So just repeat the same process of inking up my stamp, but I want it to be upside down just so that I can get a little bit more, a few more layers, a layered look onto my background. So I've cleaned my stamp, and now I'm going to peel it off of the lid on my platform, and I'm going to flip it and kind of line it up so that we're stamping generally roughly the same area, and we're going to repeat the process. So I want, let's go with the Verteine. I want a little bit more of that color. And also this brownish color, I really like it. It's the Te color. And again, Izink has a wide range of colors, and they're also very affordable. They are very budget friendly, so it's a great alternative to the distress inks. Okay, I'm really happy with my background, and I think I'm done with these inks, so let me set those aside for now. And I'm just going to clean up my stamp, and I'm going to let's remove this mask because we're done with it. And we can save it for another time because we have our release paper. So we can just position this mask onto our release paper and just save it for a different project. So there you see my mask. It left a nice little open area for my sentiment. And so what I'm going to do now is remove this paper and then just trim this down to size, and then we can move on to the next step. Now for my sentiment, I'm going to be using Cardmaking Magic's die set. This is a happy birthday die set from the 6x6 collection. And so what I did is die cut the happy birthday from white twice and from craft colored cardstock once. And then I'm just going to layer them together with some glue to give them a little bit more dimension so that they pop off my card. So here's what I've done beforehand. I just layered 2 of these die cuts together. So it's 2 in white and then 1 in craft to add that extra pop. Now that my sentiment is all assembled, I didn't want to just add it to my background. I wanted to add just a tiny piece of vellum, a little tiny piece of vellum, so that I can layer it on top. I don't know, it just gives it a more like fresh kind of airy vibe. So what I'm going to do is put a little bit of adhesive on the back of my sentiment, and I'm going to mount that to my vellum, and then I'm going to add some more adhesive to the back of my vellum. And then this way I can mount it to my card front without it leaving any like glue marks. So I wanted to add a little bit of sparkle to my card, and so I'm using this Cosmic Shimmer Ultra Sparkle Paste, and this is in the color Sahara Gold. And I'm just dipping my finger in there and just adding some gold flecks to my card. I don't know why, it just looks really nice. And I'm just randomly dipping my finger and just rubbing it along some of the areas on my card. I don't know, I really love this medium. It's just really fun, and I love this color of gold. Like, not all golds are equal, and I'm really loving the Sahara Gold. I wanted to add some pearls to my card, so I'm going to be using Anita's pearls, and I have this like orangey kind of coral. I want to say it's a coral color pearl, and I'm going to add them to my card just randomly across the front. It also gives me an opportunity to add some more glue to my vellum so that you know, it's just strategically hidden adhesive. And that the pearl embellishments just make it easy so that I can add just a little bit more adhesive to my card because I don't want my vellum to curl too much. My card front is done, and I'm going to mount it to my card base, which is just a piece of cardstock that I folded and trimmed down to size. And I love the colors on this because it's like a really muted purple, and it just pairs really well with the greens, the Izink greens that I used. Okay, and I'm done with my card. I hope that you enjoyed this easy masked background tutorial, and I really had fun using the Izink, so if you want to check those out, everything that I used today is available at craftstash.co.uk, where you'll find heaps and heaps of inspiration and how-tos. I'm Janette, and I'll see you all real soon. Bye!